previously. It'd be fascinating to see how well he handles the occasion today. What are the keys to success today as far as Gasquet is concerned, Robbie? He'll know his record's poor against Federer coming in, so got to get off to a decent start. But what do we need to look for tactically?
I think he's got to be a little more aggressive than what he was against Del Potro. He's got to be careful that he doesn't get too deep in the court too often. Of course, that's his default setting, so naturally, it's not going to be easy for him to play off the front foot as much as he can. I think backhand cross-court rallies, he needs to dominate those. Of course, we know he has to serve well. I think a good first serve percentage. He's got a sneaky good serve, and if that can lay a good platform for him where he's not being challenged every service game when he steps up to the line, I think that's certainly going to help.
And if we're going to talk specifics, I was very impressed. You talk about the backhand cross-court, but I thought it's good tennis. Gasquet just nice and patient. Tennis. Gasquet just nice and patient. I'm surprised perhaps Federer didn't try and do a little more with the forehand. That's going to be key as far as I can see. Gasquet's going to go cross-court a lot with the backhand. When Federer does run around to hit the forehand, that's a tactic that needs to work well for him.
That could have, I thought he could have used the inside-in forehand a little bit there. Don't be shy to go to Gasquet's forehand. Definitely his weaker side.
Did try it there, and again, I'm sure you don't hit that too flat. We're always talking, Robbie, about trying to take positives out of losses. Can Federer do that, given how he played against Djokovic the other day?
He said no. He said in his post-match press conference, I wasn't happy with the way I played. 2 sets against him. In the last 2 matches I played against him, it's not good enough.
So happy with the way he played in those 2 sets, but he needs to play well for longer periods.
He was suggesting to the journalists, if you guys think I'm happy winning 2 sets against Djokovic in 2 matches, you're very wrong. I'm not. I expect to beat the guy. So he did say that he was a little shaky with his game on the big points. He mentioned that as we were discussing in commentary, that he's making unforced errors out of nowhere. So he doesn't feel there's too many positives to take away from his 2 losses to Novak recently, which is interesting, because quite often you like to put a positive spin on things, but perhaps he's just being brutally honest, showing us that he's still so hungry to beat these guys. Oh, that's a shot that's worked really well. I thought he hit the backhand up the line decently against Novak. And I think it's going to be a key shot again today, just to change up things, not get involved in the backhand cross-court rallies all the time.
And in the last 2 or 3 points, he has tried to pepper the Gasquet forehand more, hasn't he? That's definitely the shot you've got to try and break down, especially if the Frenchman gets a little nervous. Oh, that's why sometimes you've got to come in up the middle or to the forehand, because he can do anything off that particular one. Is Gasquet's backhand better than Federer's backhand?
Ah, good question. Yes, I think it is. Certainly now.
Interesting, wasn't it there? Federer was looking to come in, and then suddenly he realised, well, perhaps not. I haven't done enough with the approach. I remember what happened last time I did that. I just stayed back. Good start. Nice and positive, looking to dominate with the forehand.
1 game.
What do you say to Federer fans, Jason? So many of them out there. Obviously, they're not enjoying the fact that Roger's lost a few more matches this year. They've got to lower their expectations now. You know,
they don't want to, do they?
Such is life.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. They'll argue, well, if Roger's not going to lower his expectations, you know, he said he still wants to be beating Djokovic. He's not happy losing to him in 3 sets. Why should they? They still believe in him. If he still believes in his own ability, that he can beat the best players in the world, they're not going to back down first, are they?
No, certainly not.
Lovely variation there. And, there's the team currently in Gasquet's corner. Riccardo Piatti, the main man. So he's there most of the year. And Seb does most of the tournaments in North America on the hard courts there, because that's where he lives now, in America.
The French connection, of course.
Yep.
Seb.
And they were both out on the practice court with Gasquet this morning.
Net, second set.
That's good tennis. Gradually working his way through the rally by gaining the upper hand.
15-30.
This is where Gasquet, in my eyes, has got to be careful. If he's just too passive and allows Federer to dictate play with the forehand and come in when he wants to, then it's going to be difficult.
Yep. And it's interesting, of course, Gasquet sprung to prominence when he was able to beat Roger back in 2005 in Monte Carlo. Remember that match?
What a match that was.
Yep.
Incredible.
And I often wonder and think back to it and think perhaps that win came a little too soon for Gasquet. He wasn't quite ready for it, was he? Or maybe he was.
Well, there was a lot of expectation thereafter, wasn't it?
That's the thing that I'm talking about.
And there's always been expectation from the French as far as Gasquet is concerned. They thought for sure when he was a junior that he was going to be a Grand Slam champion at some stage. And I think that affected him a little bit, especially his relationship with the media. But he is maturing nicely now. That match against Federer, I think it was a quarter-final, if memory serves me correctly, 7-6 in the third. It was incredible.
Game, Federer.
Gasquet's looking a little shaky at the moment. Federer's playing well. He's dominating most of the rallies. And of course now,
That's for service.
oh, he should have done more there, surely.
He tried to fake him out, but
He did, didn't he?
Roger wasn't going to have any of it. Hey, young man,
That's
don't try
right.
that against the old guard.
That's right.
Sublime. He's got great feel, hasn't he?
14.
Shapes for the normal backhand and then slides his racket underneath it rather than going for the top. But you can't see it coming. The disguise, exquisite.
I get the distinct impression, Robbie, that Federer feels much more comfortable out there knowing that Gasquet can't dominate these rallies.
Can't rush him, can he? Like Novak did the other evening, standing up against the baseline, taking the ball early, matching him. He's got more time to think now against Richard.
And the likes of Del Potro as well do that so easily, don't they now?
Game, Federer.
So it was nice when it's just broken serve. You can hold quickly, comfortably, assert your authority.
3 games to 1.
Had a good start here.
Love 15.
Just a little too good for school there, Federer. Short forehands. Could have done a lot of damage with it.
Yeah, he was trying to go for the disguise one, wasn't he? This time it was Gasquet who wasn't going to fall for the fake.
Oh, well, that's what I was talking about earlier. Going shorter with that backhand cross-court. Surely he's going to then open up the court, and that gives him options. You know, he can go to Federer's forehand or can sneak into the net. I mean, that backhand there was perfectly placed. Playing against a guy with a one-handed backhand who has to chip there, has to play defensively, so it's the perfect time to sneak in. And there's another. Just opening his shoulders a little more freely in that game, especially off that wing. But it's Federer with the early lead here. With a break, it's 3-2. Oh, lovely targets there. Didn't need too much with the first couple of forehands. Just hoping for a shorter ball. And then, of course, perfect time to go to the Gasquet backhand once he's under pressure. And again, that's nice and short, isn't it? So he's creating a lovely angle with it.
He's dialed in today. He's looking good, lively with the feet. I noticed that as well in the Potro match, even when he was hitting the odd ball, still dynamic movement, looking a bit better. And of course, that's what he said. It's the big difference between now and the vast majority of the season.
I also like the way that he doesn't look like he's forcing anything this afternoon. So he's hitting aggressively, but to safe targets. Very few unforced errors as a result. Lovely feel. Anything short. I'm so used to seeing Federer holds comfortably and quickly. Just
4 games.
Has Gasquet looked a little intimidated this afternoon?
A little, I'd have to say. He has.
He hasn't seemed to express himself too freely so far.
Yeah. And my opinion coming into the match was that he would really open his shoulders a little bit and go for it. He's been a bit passive, but I guess it's the Roger effect. He's feeling today. It kind of hits on the inside of that ball, so it creates the angle. It's always going away from Richard.
Superb tennis. Crucially, didn't try to hit the drive volley too hard. Again, choosing a very intelligent target. Wasn't looking to hit a winner with the shots. He was just looking to improve his position within the rally. And then had plenty of time to think about the smash. But again, look at the target that he chose there. Wasn't looking to paint the lines at all. Really good tennis. too many unforced errors today when he's been in the winning position within the rally. And perhaps now he's a breakdown, or if he loses this opening set, that's a change that he will make.
Yeah, thanks to the boys in Hawker for digging out that nugget. Going back to 2005. It really is fascinating when you see comparisons like that, isn't it?
As players' games always develop throughout the course of their careers, and you do make changes every now and then. You do try different ways of playing. Some of the shot making on that day was out of this world. Well, now here's a chance for Gasquet. It's when you get half chances like this against the best in the world that you need to be proactive. So let's see what he can come up with here.
Thank you. It's
like been back in the day, isn't it? Federer's done that so regularly, especially when he was the best in the world. Find that first serve when he's needed it most to earn a cheap point.
That's Federer of 2014, unfortunately.
Too many unforced errors on big points against players ranked around him, or perhaps a little higher. So that's gifted Gasquet. There's 2 break points for the Frenchman.
13.
Nowhere really. A couple of poor unforced errors, and then missed it by 3 centimeters, and then made 5 unforced errors in the next 8 points to lose the set. So I guess more than anything, it's those types of errors that cost him so regularly.
Yes. Of course, it plays on your mind. When you're the best player in the world. Boris Becker was talking about it yesterday. As I got older, things used to bother me a little bit more. Confidence is everything, even when you've won as much as Roger's won. Once you lose a little bit, it hurts your game. Boris was in good form the other day when we were listening to him, wasn't he?
He was. Nice to see him here as always.
Yep.
Because his mother always took these championships very seriously, as Federer has always done, because he said he likes to test himself against his peers, the best in the world, and he always felt that this was kind of the unofficial world championships, as it were, because only the best in the world were there. And Federer's always had that attitude too. Great to see. I mean, that's not an easy shot by any stretch of the imagination.
Especially when you've got a single-hander. You've got to have so much flexibility and dexterity in the wrist. Normally, us mere mortals would just chip that one up the line, but not Gasquet. Brushes up the back.
3,600 revs on that shot. On that serve, 110 miles an hour. If you're attempting to serve and volley behind that, you've got an incredible volleyer. Gasquet's been a little passive again in this game, despite the fact that he served and volleyed there. He did so behind the average serve. So here's Federer. 2 break points. Good defense there from Federer to stay in the rally, to force Gasquet to play one more shot. Decent service game away from wrapping up the opening set now.
15-11. Mr. Gasquet is challenging the ball right near the subline. Ball was ball out. Mr. Gasquet has 2 challenges. Mr. Gasquet challenging the ball on the left center service line. The ball was ball in.
Sure what Federer was up to there.
Second serve. Taylor. Oh, Taylor.
Perfect time to introduce the cowbell. 3 set points.
Game of first set, Federer.
Comfortable hold in the end then for Federer. Of those shackles. At the stage in this tournament, having lost his opening match, a set down here. He's got absolutely nothing to lose. First serve was called out, no challenge, and took a piece of the line. Looks a little frustrated, doesn't he, Riccardo Piatti? Strained. Kind of caught it into there. His best shot, his favourite, so it's another poor shot from Gasquet. Three break points for Federer. Ball was there to be run around and hits. Poor serve. He's got a pretty good kicker on it. Oh, it's great hands from Federer. I like the approach too. Straight up the middle of the court. Didn't give Gasquet too many options. The second set for Federer. Well, surely now, Robbie, setting a breakdown, having lost your opening match in the round-robin stages, is a time just to swing from the hip.
Couldn't agree with you more. Got to halt this momentum somehow. this is a typical case of Federer being the conductor. And he's had Gasquet dancing to his own tune. Complete control.
Just a little greedy there. So plenty of courts to into.
30-15.
It's close.
Mr. Gasquet challenge the ball left. Mr. Gasquet challenge the ball on the right final line. Ball was calling. Ball over 15 left.
Oh, it's Stan Wawrinka watching, and of course my former doubles partner Eva Allegro standing up in the background. Magnus Norman on the right. Of course, Eve is here as a part of the ATP alumni. Big day for everybody today. Everybody's been invited. Former players, alumni members.
Interesting that you describe him as your former partner, but I think he describes Federer as his former doubles partner.
I can't believe he's got the nod ahead of me. Not cool at all. Have a word with him.
That's a great volley. Very, very difficult, that one. But have great strength to be able to hit that down into the court to get it to bounce over your opponent. The timing has to be absolutely perfect here. Look at the wrist there. Superb shot. Full stretch. Superb volley.
And he denies him a little bit of rhythm.
14.
Attacks prudently. And he just taps the genius once again. He's shown wonderful feel in this match. Drop shot slices. Federer of old.
There's not much on that serve, interestingly. We talked about having a sneaky good serve, and today we haven't seen many free points. You know, it'd be interesting to see whether he's carrying a bit of a niggly injury or not, but just rolling the ball in when you're losing, it's not going to help your cause.
You need to fight your way out of that paper bag, don't you? You've got to kick in and screaming.
Advantage Gasquet. Game Gasquet.
That was crucial holds.
Federer leads 2 games
The moment for the Frenchman.
Love 15.
Oh, he didn't concentrate there, did he? Just took his eye off the ball. Good pace from Gasquet, but as long as he just concentrates on the contact with the ball, the point's won every time. He'd opened up the court beautifully. These guys do appreciate the genius of Federer world over. I think that's where we're lucky in this era, Robbie. There's so many great players that transcend the sport. So I think Federer's right at the top of the list there.
Of course he is.
He's in a spot of bother here, though, in this service game. Break point for Gasquet.
Oh, that's ridiculous, that serve. I mean, he's only hit it at 99 miles an hour. Gasquet didn't come within a foot of it.
And of course, it's a great tactic to use against a player with a single-handed backhand, and Federer knows that only too well.
And a player who stands so deep in the court.
Yep.
Exploit the angle. Magnificent from Roger. This is a big-time play on a very important point. That's more like it from him.
It's good depth, nice pace. It's always a lovely combination. And now just starting to be a little more aggressive.
That's exactly what we were asking for at the start of the match.
Advantage Gasquet.
People are raking forehands early on, doing the damage. Sensible smash. Not scared of the two-shot combination in order to win the point. That's a key mindset to have.
Break point. Oh, it's another magnificent combination from Federer. Again, he started with that big kicker of a serve to open up the court. Crucially, didn't try and do too much with the drive volley. And he's possessed good feel today on those drop shots. Hasn't overplayed them. So still has that element of surprise.
Advantage Federer. Federer leads 3 games to 1.
Time is running out for Gasquet.
15 left.
Needs to decide now whether he wants to go down fighting and swinging or not. What he's got to keep telling himself is just the one break of serve.
30
Anything can happen.
Yep. Go mind games with yourself.
Yeah, and he knows, you know, Federer throughout the course of the season, you know, he hasn't been as good as he once was when he was a set and a break up, of never losing matches from that position. Got to keep believing.
First service. Game. Last game.
It's not too dissimilar from the opening set. I know the break occurred a little bit later, but you know, that's what Gasquet's got to remind himself of. He was able to break back down 3-4. Federer pretty much gifted it to him, didn't he? Just try and stay close.
So accurately today, a nice high percentage of first serves have found their mark. 86% in the second set, 18 of 21, 73% overall. That always helps, especially when you're an aggressive player like Federer. Good length. It's a tactic that works well against Federer. He doesn't like to back off, doesn't like to give up any territory, so if you can force him to half volley, it is harder to time the ball. Especially when you take big cuts at the ball.
So Federer serving a break point down. He's gone to the backhand on each and every occasion.
that that's a case of playing to your own strengths as opposed to worrying about who's on the other side of the net and what their best shot is.
Yep. Gasquet just questioning his shot selection here. Tells himself, should have gone cross court.
Mr. Federer is turning the ball on the right center service line. Ball was ball out. Ball stand, single serve. Advantage Federer. Mr. Federer has 2 challenges remaining.
I guess, here at Juice, after an error like that, Gasquet's got to start thinking, right, okay, come on, this could be the game. Time now to put Federer under a little bit of pressure.
Look the way past in that volley. Didn't wait for the ball to come to him. It's so key.
Advantage Federer.
He's come a fair bit, hasn't he? Roger, 18 times.
Very sensible game plan to expose Gasquet's lack of an aggressive return off that backhand wing to good effect.
4 games.
Use that serve, the kicker.
Love the kick.
Little court tennis. Felt that he had to use this pattern of play as much as possible. Use that rake and back and go for it.
Game, Gasquet.
Good pace, nice depth and a good start.
Love 15.
Two great forehands there. Superb target, well inside the line, but crucially took a bit of pace off it, added a bit of spin so he could drop it a little shorter to create the angle. Gets A for effort. Federer's dominated because he's made so many first serves today. That's allowed him to dictate play behind it. Game plan that he loves. 80% of first serves found their mark in this set, 72% overall. The average first serve speed today, a little down on what it would be normally, only 111 miles an hour. That's helped that percentage because obviously he's used the kicker a lot. Goes over the net a little higher, spin brings it in. So sensible serving, fine-tuning his game plan.
Gasquet. But unfortunately, there's no bonus points in our sport because in others, you definitely get something for a shot like this.
Better return there too. A bit of juice on a couple of occasions in this set. Federer's responded with some really good serving. Got himself out of trouble. Let's see if he can do it again here. Oh, what a return! Incredible shot from Gasquet.
Advantage Gasquet.
Early preparation is the key, isn't it? If you can get a little bit of a read on the serve, you can prepare a little earlier. Look at the contact points right out in front in order to create that angle cross court. Incredible shot making. Break point. Oh, can you believe it? He surely thought he had the point one there.
And I can just feel that sinking feeling that I'm feeling in my heart must be twice as worse than his right now, knowing that he could be back on track.
Great little flick from Federer, though, under pressure. Lovely response. Showed his frustration there, didn't he, briefly. That forehand when the serve was a let, but kept control of his emotions beautifully on that serve. On 2 or 3 occasions in this set, Federer's been reeled in at juice, but he's responded well and eventually won the game.
Federer leads 5 games to 3.
So it's very simple now. Gasquet needs to hold to stay in the match. Hit it any better than that.
Players showing a wonderful touch and variety. It's the joy when you watch these two types of players go at it.
Form well today. Hasn't over-forced with it. Hasn't tried to run around the backhand too often. And has chosen sensible targets when heading to both the forehand and the backhand. Taken Federer an hour and 14 minutes to move within a point of victory.
30-14. Thank you. Please, thank you.
Take it. Of course, Gasquet will feel that's a little fortunate. Didn't quite time that backhand as he would have wanted, but got away with it.
Advantage, Federer.
Match point number 2.
Advantage, Federer.
Let's see if Federer can get it done this time.
Mr. Gasquet is challenging the ball on the right center service line. Ball was called out. On start, second serve.
I don't know whether he's carrying some sort of
Advantage,
injury.
Federer.
I just think after the serve finishes, it's like in the back. He hasn't had his serves particularly hard today. Interesting to see what he says afterwards, but it's been a subpar performance today. Another match point for Federer.
Thank you, please.
On the other hand, maybe he's just despondent. Poor body language there. Hasn't played the match points particularly well. Of course, desperate to try and get it done in this game, so he doesn't have to serve it out. A lot of success in surging forwards today, Federer. It's 16 of 20 points that have been won in the forecourt, 9 of 10 here in the second set. Maybe looking for more of the same here. Match point number 5. It's been a little tame, haven't they?
Yeah, halfway up the net. Look at the look between those two guys. I can't believe it either. There was so many routine shots. It's not a happy-looking camp yet. Ball taken deep in the covers.
Yep, it's a good catch.
Advantage, Federer.
Federer needs to take one of these sooner rather than later.
Finally, Federer gets it done.
6-4, 6-3.
And a poor performance, really, from Gasquet. A little too passive throughout the match. Never really at the races. Stumbling over the finish line. Gets it done in an hour and 21 minutes. That'll be happy, and that's always important. So winner today in straight sets, 6-4.